Hi guys. It's actually 25 past 6 here now. I've had a really restful afternoon, really, where I've caught up on some sleep, which has been lovely, really. It's been really nice just to just relax and just be in my own space, in my own here and now, which was lovely. Um, I want to talk to you about how I did a video earlier on, or rushing, really rushing because I was so busy, and I had this pull to sort of come and sit down and just be in this space, in this situation, putting myself in this situation and just verbally blabber as I do. And lots of stuff come out about my uncle's death, really. Um, and it was all about timing, perfect timing, and stuff like that. That was the reason why I felt that I had to sit here. It was all something to do with timing. So I did this video, and as I've said, whatever I do, whatever comes out, is I'm just going to put it out there, because that's the feeling, that is the pull that I am getting, that I just need to do. I don't need to do anything else just yet. Just do this and keep doing this. But it's quite bizarre because literally before I came to do this video now, I was going to put up the video that I had done earlier, but on this iPad, you can only do so many videos at any one time before I have to delete them. I think it's only 3 or 4 it'll hold before I have to delete them, so I can do even record another video. And yesterday, or no, last night, it must have been trying to sort of think about, right, okay, I gotta make some space on this iPad thing now, because it was all sort of coming up. So I've just sort of been deleting stuff and whatever. But I actually deleted the video, okay, that where I sat here and talked about my uncle's death and his perfect timing, and everything was perfect. And the reason that I'm smiling is because the message I got from that video, even though it's deleted now, and I thought that maybe it was for you guys, it was actually just for myself. And that has just given me a sense of inner peace, a complete sense of inner peace about where he is, and the whole process was perfect for him. So that has really made me smile. Even though I've lost the video and you guys can't see it, I suppose it's about your own stuff as well, it's all, for me, it's about, that was really vitally important. And even the fact that as soon as I got the message, somewhere in the rushing around and chaos that I was in, I had actually deleted that whole video message of me talking about the process of his death and everything, and how I'd sort of felt quite guilty that I hadn't kept a promise of being with him when he took his final breath, even though I was actually outside the house and walking into the house when he was taking his final breath. So for him, that was perfect. And that has just given me a wonderful sense of inner peace, inner peace for him, which is really quite, when I think about it, it's a little bit emotional, from that message. It's like, oh, wow, thank you, he's okay, because he did fight his death, and then every last breath was, he wasn't going to die, go down, he wasn't going to die without a fight. But it was perfect, and everything that I done for him in that time was perfect for him, and that was a thank you, even though it came from me, and I don't know what I just sit here and say half the time, even though I try and sort of focus on particular things. That was a personal thank you from myself, even from the I, with regards to what happened in that process. So thank you for that. Thank you, life. Thank you for whoever, whatever, for that message of, appreciation, which was lovely. Anyway, back to the video that was actually just for me and for nobody else. I'm going to go back to this whole good enough place. What I'm noticing in people is how differently people react to me. Now, I'm not talking in the working environment, I'm not talking in my social life, in my personal life. I'm just talking about even just putting petrol in a car. Because I'm seeing this vibration, and I've always sensed people's vibration and where they are. And, before people would say, you're like a tin opener, people just talk to you about everything. And I could gauge the reactions of people before they even reacted. 9 times out of 10 I could do that, you know. But now I'm sort of seeing vibration, which is awesome, you know. I am actually putting myself in situations where obviously I'm seeing the vibration of different people at the vibration that I'm at, and even putting petrol in the car, it's like as if people connect with me, even in the slightest conversations that we have of just being served at the counter, or just talking by the petrol pump, or just walking outside the front door. The interactions that I'm experiencing now are very, very different. And people sort of, I say people because it's all of me anyway, it's my created reality, but the vibrational energy of other people is, I can see that vibration, and it is a lovely place. So I know that I've sort of come up that spiritual sort of ladder, or maybe it's not even a ladder, it's not having to climb, it's just to just be still and be in that enlightened state. So that was really interesting. Yesterday evening, I watched a video from Moji, who is a Zen master, I do believe. I could be wrong. Like I said, I've sort of dipped my toe in different aspects of it, and I never ever get myself grounded for long enough to become part of that process. You know, I am that I am, you know, and I know that's from the Bible again. But Moji is a spiritual teacher. Check him out, look him out if you want to. But when if you get that pull, if you get a pull for something, go with it, you know. Trust that inner compass, that inner core, that inner knowing, and just react and act, not react, because the best reaction is no reaction as far as humanity and life situations go. But if you get that sense to act on an impulse, act on something, and it gives you a positive feeling, then that is your way of, that is yourself, that inner core, that inner knowing, that force that comes through you, telling you to, this is the way you need to go. And I had that yesterday, and I was pulled to a video from Moji, and he talked about thoughts, really. In this particular video, he talked about thoughts, how thoughts will come, and they can either be black or white, or, you know, these thinking process, black or white thoughts, and they come, and they flit, and they flit, and they flit, and they go. And then you'll have another thought that'll come, either black or white, and it'll flit, and it'll flit, and it'll flit, and it'll go. You can keep, you know, sort of focusing on that thing so much. You get so drawn into that passion of that particular thought, giving you that sense of achievement, that sense of woe me, whether that's that wallow, or that, you know, more than thinking, or the better than thinking, or the worse than thinking, you know. Your thoughts will connect with where you align, or where your vibrational thoughts go. And what I got from that was my, I've just got a message. I'm not going to knock it off. I can't even know to stop those messages coming up when I do a video. I do apologise. But anyway, back to the Moji and the lesson that I learnt, or the what I got out of listening to Moji's talking about these thoughts flitting, clouds, was obviously my line of work, and even in my personal life, you know, all these years, I've always sort of been in that drama, woe me, or that more than mentality, you know, that more than thinking, and I can get sort of drawn into the thoughts, you know, breathe, whoa, 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 where we going here, you know, and how I would become absorbed in other people's thoughts to help them sort of start thinking differently. And what I found last night, that having a lot of young people around me, there was all this sort of chaos going on as far as thoughts were concerned. And having watched Moji's video on, I can't even remember what it was actually called, and the lesson I learned anyway was how I will connect with thoughts, and I'm in that chaos myself. You know, I'm in other people's vibrational thoughts, chaos myself. And I find it very difficult to sort of be in the here and now, and just be in that, you know, enlightened state, you know, the I state, you know, when I'm with people on them sort of different vibrations, you know, that are under the same umbrella. But that whole sort of video on how thoughts come and go, thoughts come and go, thoughts come and go, actually helped me pause. It actually helped me pause and just be in the here and now. And the thoughts were almost as if what was being said and things that were coming out and whatever, I could just take a step back from. But it wasn't until I actually watched that video that I was able to actually do that, you know. I did beat myself up at the time, or after, I suppose, because I did think, right, he wasn't completely with that particular person at that particular time, you know, when I was in that aligned state, I state. But then it's not for me to really concentrate on that thought, you know. It's about me being exactly where I am, in the here and now, and in that place, and being able to switch very quickly into that place, because I can still do exactly what I've done all along, even from this good enough place, this perfect peace, the inner knowing, the silence, the wonderful, that is everything, that is nothing, that is absolutely amazing and beautiful and awesome, crystal, well, just a vast of different beautiful colours, which is so peaceful. You know, it's the clear seeing, it's just the silence, it's the joy that comes in that place. So that was a very interesting learning for me yesterday. So I suppose it's about me attaching to my thoughts. And no, I suppose, even though I'm getting you to concentrate on all your thinking, you know, I really do think that is partly parcel the first step of how you need to be in those thought processes, looking at those thought processes, and identifying where you are within this pendulum swinging, you know, that eventually you will just stop swinging. And it's that lovely stopping, swinging from here to there, from here to here, and having different attachments in different things, you know. So that's very much what I actually learned today. Like I said, today has been a very restful day, a very peaceful, quiet, lovely, calm, silent day. And I've loved that silence. I love that silence. That contained box that I've taken the lid off, you know. I can still have that place whenever I need it. It doesn't have to mean that I'm in my own environment to create that silence, that nothingness. You know, I can get that at any moment I want to, even in the chaos of the interactions that I have with people in my professional life, in my social life. You know, I can be in that state and just let the thoughts of other people just slip off me. You know, like clouds, okay? Whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're grey, they will go. You know, and it's just in that moment with regards to that's where I am, this is where I am, and I can still be in that I place. So that was a really, really lovely experience. So thank you for that, and thank you for Moji, you know, so giving me that particular message, which I took from it. It was only I took that, you know, the next person that wouldn't have taken that, something completely different that they would have taken from that. But that's what I got from that. That was my learning from that particular video that I watched on YouTube yesterday. It's now 20 to 7. I'm going to have a little bit of a restful night again, and I'll probably just put a fire on, actually. Just put the log fire on, even though it's not a real log fire. It's actually just a screen, you know, and it's just a constant loop of a fire roaring, you know, so I feel like that I just need that warm, cozy place. So thank you for that, from Moji, and everything I've experienced, the good and bad, you know, it all had lessons to teach me. So I'm going to say goodnight now, even though it's very, very early, and thank you for that wonderful message that I got from that video of me rushing and having to sort of sit in this place and just be in that perfect timing. That message that I got from that, because that was actually amazing in itself, which has really made me smile, and I know that my uncle is absolutely awesome where he is, which was fantastic, you know. It was confirmation what I needed to hear. So I'm looking up there. He could be down there. He could be anywhere, you know. And I hope he is anyway, because he likes to sort of be out and about, which, you know, there we go. Right, okay then, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. You're absolutely awesome, and the core of you is wonderful and amazing. You know, the good enough within you is everything and it's nothing, and that, nothing, it's everything and nothing, and that is amazing, okay? So just be aware of your thought processes and just be you. Take care, good night.